Hello, Mixed Nutcases and Dog Days of Podcasting listeners. This is Nuke Joss, and this is just me chatting. So if you're looking for yesterday's episode, which would have been the 13th, there is no 13. Just isn't. And I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do tonight because as I'm going throughout the day presenting, my throat starts hurting. And I realize, oh no, I'm headed for the dreaded losing of the voice, which happens often in the summertime when I am very busy and presenting a lot. I texted Tech and I asked him to pick me up some Ricola. I started brewing my throat coat. I've been drinking tea all day, but throat coat tea is even better. It kind of coats those vocal cords. And now I have to remind myself to not talk too much, which is really hard. I am a chatty person and I talk to myself. I talk all the time. So now I have to tell myself not to. And I have to be careful because I think it was last year or was it the year before? I actually had 2 separate weekends where I couldn't talk at all. I was a complete frog. And I had a little app on my phone that I used to talk for me. Hopefully I don't get that bad. I've gotten a bit of feedback on my DDO ADHD episode, and I think I'll probably talk a little bit more about that, but not tonight because I'm trying to save my voice and I can't talk about that in short bursts. But if you would like to hear more, not to worry, I'll talk a little bit more about that. I was listening to the feed and I'm always just a little bit behind, but Mad Marv was talking about different flavored Kit Kats and pink lemonade. I haven't had that one. It sounds good. Tech was actually mentioning after trying the cookies and cream one that he would like to do an episode just talking about all the different flavors that we've found because every time I find one that's a flavor I haven't tried, I have to buy it. So we can look forward to that coming in the feed. Hugh, I am absolutely loving your little drabbles this year. There are some that are just such whimsy. The Hatchet one is a particular favorite, but all of them have made me so happy. Every time I hear that music, that Ravello, I'm like, oh, we're going to get something really sweet in there. I am enjoying Masterpiece Audio Theater. I'm waiting to see where this is going. Interested. Same thing with Jerd, the Skinner story. I am interested. I don't hear you every day, and I think it's because you're not putting out every day, but the little pieces that I am hearing, I am interested to see what happens next. Amy, I loved your airport episode, and I don't know, you sound like you're getting more comfortable with those, and I think it's really neat. It was very casual and, oh yes, that's my order. And pulling that up, I thought that was really neat. I am digging Chuck talking about retirement and talking about looking back and all of these things. I am very far from retirement. That it's not even on my mind. I mean, not because I'm not old, but because I have a long way to go. But it is interesting to hear the discussion and the talk about all the plans and the next steps and everything. And, it is a big life change, and approaching it that way is really important. But yeah, it's also making me realize certain milestones. Like, he talked about his move 10 years ago. And I remember that because of Dog Days of Podcasting. Michael Butler is talking about how he's coming on 20 years of doing his podcast. And I know that Dave Slusher is also coming on 20 years of doing his podcast. And he'll probably just not do anything for his. He'll just keep putting out episodes, which is fantastic. But I wasn't around from the beginning for sure. But there's, I think this is my 10th year. Is it my 10th year? I think it's my 10th year or 11th year or whatever it is. I've been doing Dog Days of Podcasting. I believe I finally started recording them in the summer of 2014. I had been listening for a couple years prior. I didn't realize it was only 13 years old. So I think I might have only missed 1 year, maybe. Didn't realize that. So it's kind of neat to see how far we've come and where we've all been. Loving having the new voices. The rugby league is interesting. I do like rugby. I just don't follow rugby. Does that make sense? I'm a big fan of watching rugby, but I don't follow teams or anything like that. But I always do enjoy it. And just listening to the politics behind it and the stories and everything. Definitely very interesting. Always like seeing something new and something different, right? Chris, you are sounding also very comfortable this year, and I'm wondering if it's you just happen to be happier now. You sound like you're in a good place, and that makes me happy. The Encaffeinated One, I am enjoying your alphabet series. It's really interesting how much of this is going into your idea of planning or keeping track or getting things done, but also ADD and ADHD and definite self-analysis going on. And that is pretty much true to your nature as I know you. But it is giving me my own things to think about and spiral into thoughts about as well. I know I'm not mentioning every single person, but I am enjoying everything that I am hearing. There are some people that I know are part of it, but maybe aren't producing every day. Guess what? If you miss some days, you miss all days. It doesn't matter. Whatever you put out, it's awesome. And I am digging it. And it is really nice when I'm in a very busy time to have all my friends in my ears and just kind of checking in. I don't think I could keep up with this for a full year with everyone, but it is something that I look forward to every single August. So even though it is a very busy time for me, it is a rewarding time, and it's always an emotional thing that helps me through some of the hard times. And as we get closer to my birthday, we are going to get closer to one of the reasons I stick with it. And that is my first year. I had some pretty hard times, and doing this and listening to everybody helped me through it. So thanks, everyone. All right. Talk to you tomorrow. Hopefully my voice still sounds this good or better.
Nutty Bites is produced by Nimlas Studios under a Creative Commons Attribution No Commercial Non-Derivatives 3.0 International License. That means you can't change it without my permission. You can share it and send it to your friends. Just link back to me, my site, and everything. We live at nimlas.org, which has links to everything social media, including facebook.com/group/nuttybites and patreon.com/nukejoss, or call 347-NUTTY42.